want to talk about great atmospheres. How about what is going to happen at the Rose Bowl of all places on Saturday evening in Pasadena, California? Colorado going to UCLA. UCLA is a 17-point favorite in this game. The over-under set at 63.5. But I know what you're probably thinking. You're sitting there saying, whoa, wait a second. Did you just say great atmosphere? Rose Bowl, UCLA home game? Torres, what are you talking about? Well, have you seen, like people that want to say the Coach Prime effect is made up, it's you guys in the media that are talking about him? No. This game sold out a week ago. This week, they announced that they are actually there's a tarp that is in one of the end zones for UCLA home games that is being taken off because of fan interest. They are saying this could be upwards of 70 to 75,000 people. It will be at minimum the second biggest crowd that they've had since 2016, maybe the biggest crowd, maybe 75, 80,000 people at the Rose Bowl on Saturday. I'll be blunt. I live not that far from there. It's unfortunate because, it's not unfortunate. I'm blessed to do radio on Saturday nights, Fox Sports Radio, but man, would I love to be at this game. As far as the game, listen, we know the narratives. Colorado's coming off a bye week, and the big story with Colorado is what are we going to get? But more importantly, is there going to be improvement, okay? There's really nowhere to go but up in a lot of categories. They are the worst defense in college football. They are the most penalized team. And they're coming off that game. We all remember it. Friday night before the bye, they had a 29-point lead against the Stanford Cardinal and blew it and lost in overtime. So, in my opinion, there's really nowhere to go but up. I expect them to be much improved. They do, by the way, have a bottom 10 rush offense in college football as well. So, really, right now, Shedeur Sanders is throwing the ball really well, really good wide receivers, but they're not running the ball well enough. They're not defending it well enough, and they got to clean up the turnovers. From the UCLA perspective, this is kind of an interesting kind of moment in time for this program, okay? So UCLA, really good defense all year. Hasn't always been the hallmark of Chip Kelly, but a top 10 defense nationally, the number 2 rush defense in college football. But where it gets interesting for UCLA, they're in a little bit of a quarterback conundrum right now, if you will. They started the year with a kid named Ethan Garbers. Then they go to Dante Moore, the 5-star freshman. Thank you, everybody, as always, for your support of the Aaron Torres Pod and Aaron Torres Pod YouTube channel. And we have a major announcement as legal sports betting is now in the state of Kentucky. That is right. The Aaron Torres Pod and Aaron Torres Pod YouTube has partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook and the DraftKings Sportsbook app. And here is the best part. DraftKings has an incredible offer for listeners of the Aaron Torres Pod who are first-time customers with DraftKings. This is the deal. Here's what you need to know. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 on any game, just $5, and you get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you use the promo code Torres. That's right. It's that simple. Again, first-time customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 on any game, pro, college, any sport you want, and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you use the code Torres. Thank you to our new partners, DraftKings Sportsbook. Thrilled to be working with them. Take advantage of their offer now. I think in Chip Kelly's heart of hearts, he wanted to stick with the freshman, almost like what he did 3-4 years ago with Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and really develop with him. By the way, he's a 5-star kid, so you don't want to lose him to the portal. But he wasn't playing well, and they went back to Ethan Garbers last week, and he was really good. 20 of 28 passing as UCLA goes to Stanford and smacks a Stanford team that a week before obviously had taken care of business against this Colorado Buffaloes team. So the question becomes, what does UCLA do at quarterback? And I think the bigger question, kind of in the bigger picture of this season, what does UCLA do? What happens to UCLA if they get really good quarterback play? Because they're sitting at 5-2 overall right now. They have elite defense, and they don't really have a pathway directly to the Pac-12 championship game. They don't play Oregon or Washington. They already lost to Utah. But I could see them absolutely winning out. If they get good quarterback play from here on out, I could see them winning out with the schedule that they have. They have both Arizona schools, Arizona State. They have Cal, they have USC, and they have this Colorado team. 5 of those games, 3 of those 5 are at home. USC is the crosstown rivalry game, so they'll have a lot of their fans there. It's a very nice schedule for them if they get good quarterback play. Now, in terms of this game, in terms of a result, listen, UCLA is favored. I think they should be. My hunch is that Colorado covers, though. One, I think UCLA's got a little bit of an issue with this quarterback situation because, again, you want to get the 5-star freshman reps. You don't want him sitting on the bench and starting to think about, is this the right place for me? Should I transfer? Dante Moore's a Michigan kid, easy to transfer home, easy to transfer back to his home state. There will be plenty of opportunities for him. So you want him to be on the field. It's also worth noting Colorado's coming off the bye. And listen, I know every team self-scouts on their bye week, so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, what Coach Prime did, it's unprecedented. But when you listen to him talk this week, it seemed as though he had confidence. A lot of the things that plagued them prior to the bye week should be cleaned up. Less penalties. He's kind of talked about some of the position groups that needed the most work have gotten them. A couple guys back from injuries. So I expect a much crisper, much cleaner game from Colorado. And then the other thing with Colorado that I do think is worth noting, as good as that defense is for UCLA, great against the run. They're only so-so against the pass. 50th nationally in the pass game for UCLA as opposed to the number 2 run defense in college football. So Colorado can't run, but they don't really want to even try it against UCLA anyway. I think Shedeur and those wide receivers put up some big yards. I think they have success. Give me UCLA winning. The other thing too about UCLA, they're not a team that's just going to pile on the points. Not this year. Last year with DTR and Zach Charbonnet, maybe. But this feels like a 34-24 type game. I do think UCLA wins. I'd be disingenuous if I didn't pick them, but I do think Colorado covers.